Last week we got big news. Royal Caribbean has finally announced the 2025 Alaska cruise schedule and their ships. So let's take a look and see what ships are going to be sailing in 2025 to Alaska, as there is a new one on this list. What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon. If you like cruise news, cruise vlogs, and ship tours, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. We even have our Allure of the Seas cruise vlogs that'll be starting next week, as I will be sailing on one of the very first 3-night sailings for that ship. It's only been here in Port Canaveral for about a week, so we're one of the first ones on. We are getting on in about 2 days after this uploads. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, Alaska 2025, Royal Caribbean has just now announced the ships and the sailings of what ships are going to be going over to Alaska for the year. In the past couple years, they've had 2 Quantum class and 2 Radiance class. That has not changed. They're still running 2 Quantum class ships and 2 Radiance class ships. The Quantum ships are going to be sailing from Seattle, Washington, and then the Radiance class ships will be sailing from Vancouver. The big twist here is that we're going to have Anthem of the Seas sailing from Seattle alongside Quantum to Alaska. So this is the first time for Anthem of the Seas. Quantum has been doing this for several years alongside her sister ship Ovation. So really, we're not getting much. It's just a different ship, technically. There's not a whole lot of differences when it comes to Anthem versus Ovation. Same exact class, basically the same thing as Quantum as well. Quantum and Anthem are going to be sailing to Alaska from Seattle. Both ships are going to be sailing to places like Skagway, Juneau, Sitka, and Icy Strait Point. Also, of course, some of the glaciers as well, featuring Dawes Glacier is one of them. Now, this is kind of a surprise, at least to me, because Anthem of the Seas was announced to be going to Asia alongside another sister ship, another Quantum class, the Spectrum of the Seas. So it sounds like Anthem of the Seas is going to be sailing to Alaska for the season and then heading over to Asia to sail alongside her sister ship, Spectrum of the Seas. So very interesting. I wasn't quite expecting that, especially because it's been Quantum Innovation over on that itinerary for the last couple of years, so I figured they were going to keep that. So with that in mind, trying to figure out or trying to question now, where is Ovation of the Seas going to sail from? I don't think she's going to be going over to Asia. Since Anthem is going there, it's probably just a seasonal thing. She's going to go back and forth. So I'm wondering if maybe we're finally going to get maybe a summertime Quantum class ship here on the East Coast, maybe in Florida. That would be very, very nice. I have been dying for that. Pretty much one of the reasons why I have not sailed on a Quantum class ship to this date, now I'm just rambling, is pretty much because they're very rarely ever in Florida. We just recently got Odyssey, and she's only here a couple months out of the year. So maybe we'll get something in Florida. I know all the Florida cruisers are probably dying for a Quantum class ship as well. We're very spoiled with the Oasis class. Would definitely like a Quantum class. But anyways, with that in mind, let me know where you think Ovation of the Seas is going to go. Over the next several weeks, we should be seeing more and more itineraries for the later half of 2025 into 2026 for Royal Caribbean, so who knows what we're going to see. Skipping over to both of the Radiance class ships, we are going to have Radiance of the Seas and Serenade of the Seas. They're both going to be running out of Vancouver. Radiance of the Seas will be offering 7 to 10 night sailings that are what we call open jaw cruises or open-ended cruises, where she's going to sail the 7 to 10 days up from Vancouver to Seward, Alaska, and then she's going to do another sailing that goes back down. So technically, if you ran back-to-back, you would do a round trip, but you're getting a 14-plus day cruise, whereas you're getting a 7-day round trip instead, or a 7-day just one way. I hear these open-ended cruises are the way to go because you do get to go to more places and better places, especially with these smaller ships like the Radiance class, because some of these Quantum class ships and these larger ships now that are going to Alaska, like some of the Breakaway Plus ships from Norwegian Cruise Line, some of them are just a little bit too big to be getting into some of these ports in Alaska and some of these areas, so usually it's pretty limited when it comes to the Quantum class ships. That's why they usually only go to Juneau, Skagway, Sitka, things like that. And that's really the only places they can go. Whereas you're going to a much longer list of places on Radiance of the Seas for those 7 to 10 days. And usually they don't overlap any stops, maybe 1 or 2. So usually they purposely do that because a lot of people do like to do the back-to-back cruises to make it a full round trip. And then, of course, last on the list, we have Serenade of the Seas is just going to be running 7-night round trips out of Vancouver. So she's going to be paired up, of course, with Radiance, but then she's going to be doing round trip sailings, unlike Radiance, where she's going to be going down, then back. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on the Alaska 2025 cruise season. I know there's going to be some big Norwegian ships going up there. I want to say it's either going to be the Bliss and the Joy, or the Bliss and the Encore. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if they've announced that yet. But they've been doing 2 of those big Breakaway Plus ships, like the Quantum class here with Royal Caribbean. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Have you ever sailed to Alaska? I think I might end up on Anthem. I think that's something that my family is talking about right now. We may do one of these Anthem sailings in 2025 to Alaska. So I'm very excited about that and excited to see maybe what comes out of that. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. There's going to be more videos kind of like this in the near future as Royal Caribbean continues to announce their seasonal or their ship deployments over the next couple weeks for different areas. And then I may do one full big video of through the entire fleet, basically. I know you guys liked that back when I did that in 2020, 2021. So maybe I'll bring those back again. But for now, we're just doing the Alaska cruise sailings. That's what's been announced right now. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.